Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, Grade 1 stakes action for Saturday's DRF race of the day. It's the Apple Blossom Handicap on April the 23rd. Race number 5 at Oaklawn, a very nice card. This is $1 million race. 1 mile and a 16th is the purse for fillies and mares, and a historically important race. We take a look at this field, and Mike, there's only a field of 5, but how can you really complain? You've got 4 Grade 1 stakes winners, and you've got the mighty Latruska.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's not a lot of quantity here. There's a ton of quality here, though, Dan. Outside of the 4, Miss Imperial, who was claimed for 50 at the end of last year and is in way over her head here, you could make a reasonable case for any of the other 4.
Remember to view those free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Then bet the nice card at Oaklawn on Saturday with your DRF Bets account, which includes free Formulator past performances. Key component to this race is the pace. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector. It's a short field. Latruska likes to be forwardly placed. And in a blue bar scenario, Latruska might be the best horse to begin with. This is a strong advantage for her.
It really is. It makes it, as good as some of these other fillies and mares are, it really does make it a little bit of a question about how hard you want to go against Latruska here, Dan, because, we already know how good she is. A pace advantage just makes her doubly tough in a race like this. And if she's going to get loose on the lead, and it sort of feels like that's probably what's going to happen here, she's not going to be very easy to run down.
Number 1 is Maracuja. She is no stranger to pulling off big upsets. She took the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks last summer at Saratoga at 14-1, and she beat a big scalp in Malathat, and she also beat Clairiere. She got a very good trip that day. Now, her 2 subsequent starts of 2021 were not very good. I like that Rob Actress gave her plenty of time, and she came back with a winning 4-year-old debut at Oaklawn earlier this month. Let's watch Maracuja. We're not now winners of 4 life optional claimer. She got a good solid pace to attack and she drove clear. Good building block performance.
Yeah, she ran fine in here. A little, some bumps at the start of this race. She wound up getting outrun less, and she was actually pretty far off of it there up the backstretch, Dan, but just made a wide move around the turn. And she just kept coming through the stretch. This isn't, the kind of performance that's going to blow you away. But for a first start off the layoff, a race that she probably needed a little bit off the bench, I thought she ran fine in there. And she was a little bit of an underrated 3-year-old. She got really lucky to win the CCA Oaks with the best trip in the race. But some of her other performances were pretty good.
Number 2 is your morning line favorite, Latruska, 7-5, 18 of 24 lifetime. She's won 6 of her last 7 starts, and the only loss came in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, a race in which they threw everything but the kitchen sink at her early. Just a wicked pace that took its toll on the front runners. No disgrace for Latruska that day. She came back. She showed she could still run. Let's watch the Grade 3 Royal Delta at Gulfstream on February the 26th. Just a nice spot against an overmatched field. She got the lead very, very easily. It's a short stretch. This is a morning workout. I don't think she was at her best. She didn't need to be. She can build off this.
Exactly. I don't know what you're supposed to do with this kind of a race. She didn't have to do anything in here. She got to the lead with no trouble, and they didn't even try to race her in there, Dan. It was almost like a boat race in there. They just let her go. She was never asked to run, and she won easily. I hear what you're saying about her Breeders' Cup. I'm not going to sit here and knock Latruska. I'm a huge fan of hers. She had a tremendous year last year. She was awful in the Breeders' Cup. I get that the pace was against her that day, but talk about coming up completely empty when they came for her around that second turn. She put up no fight and totally gave it up in that spot. Maybe it was just a hard campaign getting to her. I don't know. Obviously, if she runs her best race here and gets loose, they probably won't run her down.
It could be argued that Clairiere, the number 3, has a little bit more upside than Latruska. She's still fairly lightly raced. This will only be her second start as a 4-year-old, and she's shown quality from the beginning. Now, it took her a while. She had some tough trips in 2021. Breakthrough performance in the Cotillion when Steve Asmussen found a very good spot for her at this distance. And Mike, I like her a lot at this distance. In the Breeders' Cup, you could argue, okay, she took advantage of that fast pace and she came with a good close. But last time out at the fairgrounds, Asmussen found a great spot, a little old school. Allowance off the layoff. Clarier scored. It was a very easy win. I think a mile and a 16th is her wheelhouse.
Yeah, I like that too. Her Breeders' Cup, I really feel like she ran well in there. I gotta say, Dan, I didn't like her that much going into the Breeders' Cup. And I get that she was last early behind a fast pace. I thought she ran really, really well in there. A lot better than I thought she was going to run. And actually almost wound up winning that race, off the layoff last time. I just think you have to like everything about that. You're right. It was a great spot for her. Rosario rode it like a turf race. He just kept her covered up for as long as possible. And when he wheeled her out, she settled that thing in about 2 strides. I feel like she's another one. She could have a really big year this year.
Number 4 is Miss Imperial, multiple stakes winner at Asinoboya Downs and claimed for $50,000 in December of 2021. Well, she's yet to win for her new connections. Trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. She's got tactical speed, and I'm not sure chasing Latruska in the early portion of this race is the recipe for success.
It's not. I wonder if they'll try to do it anyway. It feels like she's the only one who can go after Latruska early in here. Maybe she can apply at least a little bit of pressure so Latruska doesn't just walk on the lead. It's still not going to matter for Miss Imperial. It might matter for some of the others.
CC, 2 for 2 lifetime at Oaklawn. She scored last time out in the Grade 2 Azeri, the local prep for the Apple Blossom. The race was at a mile and a 16th. Let's watch this race. This is a fun race to watch. CC was able to track in the second flight, a really good trip for her. And as we watch the video, CC turns into the stretch. She makes the lead, and it looks like she's on her way to a decisive victory. And you'll notice she tries to pull herself up once she makes the lead. And Victor Espinoza starts freaking out a little bit. This horse on the outside, Pauline's Pearl, comes to her, and to CC's credit, she re-rallies.
Yeah, give her a little credit for digging back in there, because you're right. She thought the race was over at about the 16th pole and then had to re-engage. She was able to do that. A good performance from her in there. I still don't think if she runs her Azeri back against this field, Dan, I don't think she's winning. She's a nice horse. She's run very well over this track in the past. She has to run a lot better than she did last time against this field.
Do you think her running style actually puts her up against it a little bit? Because you get the feeling that if the 4 horse just isn't classy enough to run with Latruska, CC might be the one to actually have to make the first run at Latruska. And if she does so, well, then she has to put away Latruska. And okay, here come the closers, Clarier and Maracuja. She's a classy mare, however. Occasionally she outperforms her odds.
Yeah, that's a fair way to look at the race. That could definitely work against her if she's the one who has to attack Latruska around that final turn. Dan, you'll notice too, in that Azeri we just watched, she had to go after She Dares the Devil, and you sort of felt like that was going to be a real fight for her. She Dares the Devil really didn't put up any fight in there, so CC didn't have to do any hard work to make the lead in there. She'll have to work to get to the lead this time.
Well, before we take a look at our top selections, have to tell you about the subscribe button on Daily Racing Form's YouTube channel. Please click on it, subscribe, get access to all of our latest videos on DRFTV. Great time to do so. Kentucky Derby right around the corner. Okay, top pick time, Saturday's race of the day. Classy horses in the Apple Blossom. I think Clarier has the most upside of any horse in this race. I'm expecting her to run well. It'll be interesting to see if she can kick down Latruska.
It will be. I think Latruska's way the horse to beat in here. I do like Clarier, though. I feel like I can give her one shot to try to run down Latruska through the stretch of this race.
I think CC will drift off her 2-1 morning line, even in a 5-horse field. And occasionally she wins big races when she's not expected to win. She's beaten some good horses. She Dares the Devil in the Azeri. And of course, she won the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. She's sharp right now. We'll see what we get out of her against 2-3 very good fillies and mares. 3-2-5-1 for Mike, 5-3-2-1 for me. It's the Apple Blossom, the Saturday race of the day. Nice card at Oaklawn. Good luck.